Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another monochrome video as well as a inspiration video. You might guess, but the Jeffree Star Blue Blood palette really inspired me today. I was looking at swatches online, looks that were made, and I have to say I was never ever actually tempted to buy the palette. First of all, because I think it's very bulky, and because it is just full of blue shadow. Now, blue eyeshadow is awesome. I love it. I've worn blue eyeshadow multiple times. I have a blue monochrome makeup look on here, and yeah, I really like blue eyeshadow. However, do I need a full palette with only blue eyeshadows with a dot here and there of another shade? I understand. But the answer for me was always no. But I wanted to see how bad I was with owning blue eyeshadow. Because, as you can imagine, this happens, at least with me, with a lot of colorful eyeshadow. They're just so beautiful to see. They're gorgeous and they really draw the attention. There's always these days a neutral palette with a pop of blue. And yeah, it's just a beautiful eyeshadow, very eye-catching. So I wanted to see to what extent I was attracted to it and how many blue eyeshadows I had in my collection. So today I'm going to go through the palettes I have with blue eyeshadows as well as my single eyeshadows. I hope you liked the format I did for the green. However, I don't want to do a month of each color because then we'd be here forever and it might actually get a bit boring. But I thought here and there with some inspiration and some triggers, I'd like to see all of my collection of the different colors to actually just realize that I probably don't need to buy makeup ever again. But that's okay. That's okay. So let's start with my single eyeshadow collection. I put all of my blue eyeshadows in this palette right here. This is a Makeup Forever XL palette that they don't make anymore. I'm sorry, but I have them and I use them. And here are my blue eyeshadows. I have added in some of the minty, maybe a bit green leaning blues because the Jeffree Star palette has them in it, and I was just inspired by that. And I initially thought, let me do a dupe of that palette, a dupe video for that palette. And then I realized I'm never gonna have the exact right tones. I don't care to go buy tones to dupe it, and I think the most important part of that palette are the blues. So I will just show you my blue eyeshadow collection. Here they are again, and we range between the more warm toned, green toned blues and lighter shades, medium shades, some of the really dark ones, some of the more like primary ones, and we have different different brands in here. I am going to go through and swatch them for you guys. Okay, starting with the lighter shades, this is the Big 3 from Colourpop, and this is a duochrome eyeshadow with the minty blue shift, which I think is gorgeous. I'm wearing it today in the inner corner. Then we have Sure Thing by Makeup Geek, and this is really a pastel mint green. I love the look of this eyeshadow, but it's very difficult to wear. It needs a white base to really pop, otherwise when you blend it out it just looks dirty or white. And then we have Muscle Beach by Colourpop Cosmetics, and this is also a very bright and beautiful shade. Similar is Dragonfly by Makeup Geek. It's a little bit more muted, and these are both eyeshadows that are quite hard indeed to get to show up nice and bright. So for the crease, I definitely recommend to pack them on. Then we have New Haven from Naval, and this is where we lose the green undertone, and this is a bright sky blue. I love it. The quality of this is gorgeous. It works really, really well. And then we move into the shimmers. This is one of my favorites. This is Pegasus by Makeup Geek. Look at that reflection. It's insane. Insane. More shimmers for this round. This is the shade 307 by We Makeup. Beautiful as well. I have a whole review on these eyeshadows. This is an Italian brand and their shimmers are insane. And then we have Tiny Tangerines by Colourpop, which is a little bit more muted and less foiled. A little bit more wearable, one would say. To me, actually, my favorites of this round are for sure Pegasus 307, New Haven, and the Big Three. As I mentioned, these three mattes are quite difficult to use, so you just need to be very careful. So for me, they're not must-haves. If you had to pick between the two, I would pick the Colourpop one though. Going a little bit deeper, this is Shark Bait by Makeup Geek. Very nice, more teal, medium teal. Then a shimmer, which is Slayfarer by Colourpop. This isn't the best shimmer in the sense that it's not that shiny and it needs some convincing to apply. Then another shimmer is Autumn Breeze by Makeup Geek, which is a bit darker and a bit more blue, but also a regular shimmer, not a foiled eyeshadow. Then we have Inglot number 338, and it's a beautiful bright medium blue, and I really love using this. Then we have Equilibrium by Lethal Cosmetics, also a definite recommendation. The Lethal Cosmetics eyeshadows are amazing. And finally, Peacock by Makeup Geek. This is smoky blue. It's very similar to the Jeffree Star Androgyny palette. There's a blue like this in there, and it's a bit more gray toned for a blue, so it will be more wearable than any other, than for example the Inglot one. The next two are from Colourpop. We have Backseat right here. This is again not the most shimmery, it's a little bit muted, I don't love it. And then we have Antimatter, which is a beautiful glittery multi-chrome, duochrome, multi-chrome eyeshadow. I hope you can catch all of its reflects, but I have a video talking all about the new Colourpop eyeshadows. And these are my medium and a little bit green toned blues. Off we go into the real blues, but first, Virgin Island by Naval Cosmetics is a must-have. It is a glitter formula, let's say. It's their crystal formula, I think it's called. It's very special. I love this. This is definitely a must-have for anybody who likes blues. Then Blew My Mind by Makeup Geek is one of their newer foiled eyeshadows, and I'm wearing it today on my lid, and oh my god, isn't this stunning. Stunning, another must-have. Then we get into shades that you can skip. This is Two Piece by Colourpop, and you can see it is chunky, patchy, not shimmery. Yeah, not a fan of this one at all. Let me give it a second swipe. Then a shade from Colourpop that I really like is Quantum Sleep, and it's this deeper royal blue. Definitely beautiful. A little bit deeper is Nabla Eternity, and this doesn't have the highest shine. It's one of their regular shimmers, but it is a pigmented and real blue, deep blue eyeshadow. And finally, also from Nabla is Blue Velvet, which you can see is this gorgeous, velvety, very deep blue. Great for smoky eyes. Last two shades for this group are Nabla Cosmetics Baltic, and I do not like this shade at all. It is, I don't know, very muted, not very pigmented, not very translating on the eye or of impact on the eye, so I would totally skip that. And then the last shade is 340 by Inglot, which I wanted to add because it's a nice smoky blue, but more on the green side, on the green teal side. And here are a bit of the darker blues. final round for the singles are the ones that I didn't really fit. So this is Baseline by Colourpop, and this is a more periwinkle duochrome shade. Very pretty in the inner corner for very cool toned looks. I have a hard time finding an occasion to use it though. Then there is Candy by Devinah Cosmetics, which is a nice matte sky blue. Again, haven't used this one. Not really something that I use easily. Then we have Naval by Devinah Cosmetics, and this is a darker, more purpley, smoky blue. I have a bit of a struggle getting these to have the highest pigmentation though, so I'm not sure I can recommend these two specifically. Then similar, we have Boo Berry by Makeup Geek. This is a little bit lighter, but still a little bit more purpley in tone, and not the greatest pigmentation either. And finally, the True Matte Blue, which has, as you can see, very little pigmentation, is Suva Beauty Coast. And this is how it looks like. Let me see if I can get it to pick up a bit more. Unfortunately, without a primer, I cannot get it to pick up more, but it's a true, almost primary blue, I would say. These are not my favorites, and that's why they are for last. Baseline is performing very well, but I just struggle using it, and the others just don't have the quality that I want in my eyeshadows, so I don't really use them that much. And here you have all of my single eyeshadows. These are my pride and joy. As you know, you have seen which ones I love the most and which ones not so much. I hope that helps you if you are looking for just getting one or two blue eyeshadows. These should suit your needs one way or the other. Of course, it's not, again, a perfect dupe to the Blue Blood palette, but close enough to having enough blues to do anything you need. Now, on my eyes, as I mentioned, I have the big three in the inner corner, and on the lid I have the Blew My Mind from Makeup Geek. In my crease, however, I have mattes from one of my favorite palettes I own ever, and this is the colored Raine Vivid Pigments palette. This I think is still available at Beauty Bay. I will add a link down below if it is, and it's coming back to Colored Raine in the US, so you can still get this, and this is what it looks like. I am wearing this blue, and this blue on my eyes today. I love this palette. It has the best performing mattes, that colorful mattes that I have. Maybe tied with Sugar Pill. Sugar Pill's mattes are also really, really good. So if you want some blue mattes, these are great options. There's, like, as you can see, 3 different undertones, and this very deep one is just gorgeous all the time. So definitely recommend this palette. Another palette that is not really the same vibe, but it has blues and a peach, and yeah, there are a few shades that you could be using to create blue looks, is this one here by Mulak Cosmetics. It's the Different 2 palette, and it has this matte teal warm green leaning blue that is beautiful and works so well together with this more greeny teal shimmer, and then you have the pop of neon and a bit more the peachy transitions. So this would also work if you only want to have something simple that and combined with shades that are more wearable. There are also 2 blues in the Kat Von D Anniversary palette, and I show you this only to remind you, if you have this palette, that there's these 2 blues right here. They're 2 mattes, a dark teal and a more, yeah, just true blue, which performs much better than the Suva Beauty one. Look at that, very pretty. And with these blues, I think you are set forever and ever. Now, for the other shades that are in the Blue Blood palette, there's peaches and pinks. I, by chance, actually, categorize my Colourpop eyeshadows in a palette that is my spring palette, I call it, because it's full of yellow to pink, passing via coral and peach. And this is the one that I go to for all of these shadows. I have this shade here, wait for it, slightly in my crease at the beginning of my look, but you can't really see it because of the blue. So my wonder is, why are we having those in the Jeffree Star palette as well, since they will disappear in contrast with the blues, unless you do a cut crease. But then again, it might have been shimmery then. So here are some inspirations. These are all swatched on my blog. I will put the link to the blog post down in the description box, because if I go through swatching all of these again, it could take me a lifetime. And those were all of my predominant blue eyeshadows. The singles, of course, are my major source of blues, and as you have seen, I tend towards the more blue toned, I tend towards the more green toned blues. That's just because with my coloring, it just suits me better. And yeah, a little bit like this look today. I have some true blues, but then I have some green underneath. It just fits better with my coloring. But nevertheless, some of the real good shimmers are always good to have. And blue is really easy to add underneath your lash line if you want to have a neutral eye with like a blue liner. My favorite blue liner actually is this Rimmel Scandaleyes here. I am not wearing this today, but I was wearing it in one of my last Instagram looks, one of the Pantone in Chaos makeup looks, and I was wearing this in my waterline in combination with this liner from Kiko. It's a super color liner in 107, and this is something everybody who loves blue should have. This is so opaque and matte and beautiful. I have this for, maybe I should be ashamed, 5 years, I want to say, at least 5 years. And I use it very scarcely, very infrequently, but it works wonders. Really good blue liner. And that was the end of the video for you guys. Thank you for hanging in with me. I apologize for the mismatch between my foundation and my skin. The foundation is something I'm trying. It's the Lancome Skin Feels Good BB cream tinted moisturizer type thing, which definitely has more coverage than a tinted moisturizer and is incredibly pink. So in combination with that, I am self-tanning, so I have a layer of self-tan on that I will wash off this evening, so I look a little bit more tan and more green than usual, green undertone than usual. So with the two things together, I think it looks ridiculous. But I hope the message of the video came through nevertheless. And if you liked it, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any other content. Let me know down below which one is your favorite blue eyeshadow or palette that you have, or if you even bought the Blue Blood palette. I'm very curious to hear how you're liking it. And with that, I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!